everyone, I'm Kate Andrews, and here's a look at what is going on this week in the news. And we begin in news from the Vatican. The schedule is out for the Jubilee of Mercy in 2016. It will commence on December 8th, 2015, with the opening of the Holy Door at St. Peter's Basilica. The door will close November 20th, 2016, marking the end of the Jubilee. There will be a number of individual Jubilee days. Consecrated men and women, deacons, priests, catechists, the sick and disabled, teenagers, and prisoners will all have their own day to celebrate. Young people will celebrate their Jubilee with the Pope at World Youth Day. The motto for the year is merciful like the Father. In news from around the country, the buzz surrounding Pope Francis' trip to the U.S. is growing. As September draws near, Catholic News Service looks at the media's role in the papal visit.
Pope Francis' trip to the United States in September is an event that's really triggered an awful lot of enthusiasm right across the whole East Coast, but most especially in the cities in which he's going to visit. And a lot of the media is very interested in covering it. And so what we're trying to do is to work with them in a lot of pre-planning so that they can get the information that they need to have in order to cover the story well.
The media play a vital role in this. There are so many people who would love to see the Holy Father, and unfortunately, we're not going to be able to accommodate everybody. And I think that the media are very critical here because they're going to be able to help us tell the story, and it will be shared not just locally and nationally, but internationally.
Pope Francis is coming to the United States towards the end of September for the World Meeting of Families in Philadelphia. He has expanded his visit not just to Philadelphia, but to the cities of Washington and the city of New York, so as to be able to visit the major metropolitan areas on the East Coast. In Washington, D.C., he's going to canonize St. Junipero Serra of California, and then he's also going to visit a lot of the other parts of the city. He's going to address Congress, he's going to go to meet Catholic Charities folks, and then from there he's going to New York. He's going to offer Mass in Madison Square Garden. He's also going to pray at various places around the city. He's going to visit an inner city school. He's going to participate in a meeting with some of the people who are being helped by Catholic Charities. And finally, when he moves to Philadelphia, he'll spend some time there with the people at the World Meeting of Families. He's going to visit a prison in the city, and he'll offer the open-air Mass on the Sunday. So we're asking the media, as we share a lot of the information that we have, not to make it public, just because it might change. The other thing is that there's questions of security. And so the Secret Service and others have asked that information as to when the Pope is going to move and how he's going to go to a different place and how he's going to enter a building not be made public for obvious reasons.
In news from around the country, Cardinal Sean O'Malley of Boston recently presented the 2015 People of Life Awards. The event honors commitment to the pro-life movement. This year's honorees are Nancy Valco, Molly Kelly, and Michael Taylor. Valco is a nurse and former president of Missouri Nurses for Life. She was recognized for her advocacy on disability and end-of-life issues. Molly Kelly was honored for her decades as a pro-life speaker and chastity educator. The third recipient, Michael Taylor, is the retired director of the Bishop's National Committee for a Human Life Amendment. The awards were given out on July 27th during the annual Diocesan Pro-Life Leadership Conference in Kansas City, Kansas. Back to the Vatican, this week marked the World Day Against Human Trafficking. Room Reports looks at Pope Francis' commitment to ending the crime for good.
From the very start of his pontificate, stopping human trafficking and modern-day slavery have been two main points of focus for Pope Francis.
Vorrei ringraziare coloro che lavorano con i migranti per accoglierli e accompagnarli nei loro momenti difficili, per difenderli da quelli che il Beato Scalabrini definiva i mercanti di carne umana, che vogliono schiavizzare i migranti.
In fact, Pope Francis also promoted the International Day of Prayer and Reflection Against Human Trafficking, which was held for the very first time back in February. He called on governments to take action and also for everyday Christians to do what they can to help out.
Ognuno di noi si senta impegnato ad essere voce di questi nostri fratelli e sorelle, umiliati nella loro dignità.
July 30th marks the World Day Against Human Trafficking. It's part of an international call to bring attention to the issue. According to the Jesuit Refugee Service, human trafficking is growing to such a degree that it almost generates as much profit as drug trafficking and the illegal sale of weapons. With a long list of issues related to modern-day slavery and human trafficking, the Vatican is promoting a set of programs so that the vulnerable don't turn into victims. In fact, in mid-July, more than 65 mayors from the world's main cities visited the Vatican to meet with Pope Francis and to see how they, too, can collaborate and help stop these problems on an international level.
Well, that is all the information we have for you at this time. I'm Kate Andrews. Don't forget, you can keep up to date on Catholic news throughout the week with Catholic Newsbreak right here on the Catholic TV Network.